We're back, Cobra Kai. There have been 2 new sneak peek scenes. Other important information has come out. Let's get into it. Let's dissect it. Let's have another watch party. Check out both scenes if you haven't seen them yet. The first is the immediate aftermath of Johnny's meeting Kreese. The meeting went to shit. Bad memories came back. It had a clear impact on Johnny.
Are you celebrating all weekend?
Celebrating what? My students are a bunch of pussies.
This is Johnny trying to prove he is not like Kreese. He is not going to make the same mistakes Kreese made. He has his own new vision for Cobra Kai, and he wants to take the dojo and his students in that direction. However, as I predicted in my last video, I do believe there will be a reconciliation between Johnny and Kreese. I think that's now going to happen probably later in the season, maybe towards mid-season or episodes 3 or 4. And I think the seeds of that reconciliation were in this clip, actually, in Johnny's overreaction to meeting Kreese. The catch is, it wasn't in how he treated Miguel and Hawk, it was earlier in this scene.
The dojo's closed to new students today. Get out.
Now look, if Johnny had a little more business savvy, he would have told the kids, beginner's class starts in an hour, why don't you hang out, watch the more advanced students for a while? But he didn't do that. Instead, he kicked them out. And I think that is the first step in what is ultimately his downfall. Daniel is looking to steal the students away from Cobra Kai for his own Miyagi Dojo. We can now confirm this is exactly what he did, and Johnny's the one who gave him the opportunity to do it. If we look at the students, we can see him and him are at Miyagi Do here and here. And also this short Asian kid and this ginger hiding in the back both show up at Miyagi Do. As it turns out, it looks like most of the students Daniel initially ends up with are actually from the students kicked out by Johnny in the very beginning. Now, it's not to say all the students run and join Miyagi Do. We do see this kid is with the Cobras in the forest training session with Kreese. I also want to say I do believe this forest training session is an offshoot of Cobra Kai, possibly after Kreese and Johnny reconcile. We know it's Cobra Kai because we can clearly just see Aisha's there, and of course Tory is there. We know both of them are Cobras. And now let's talk about Tory. She's a new character, described as a troubled girl new to the valley, played by Peyton List. I believe Tory will end up being a 1-season wonder. I do not believe she would be back for a season 3. I think she's going to only be in season 2. I based that on a few things. Let's take a look at Peyton List and understand why. Peyton List is a former Disney actress looking to break out of that kid-friendly mold. She's taken a few roles in some other shows and movies. She's actually even launched her own fashion line, List by Peyton. This is an example of some of the things she's selling on her fashion line. And by the way, if you like this, go ahead and check it out. List by Peyton, link in the description. But obviously, Cobra Kai is a great role for her, a good opportunity. But I don't think she's going to be back. I think actually maybe the evidence for the end of Tory happens to be right in front of us. I think this is probably going to start to happen towards the backside of the season. Tory's past will come up, possibly an old boyfriend, some sort of fight, and we can base it on this article. Peyton has signed on for a pilot for another show on another network. I believe if Peyton was going to be back for a season 3, she would take movies, guest spots. She wouldn't take on a pilot. Normally you can't do 2 shows at once. Timing and the networks just don't allow it. So Tory will be gone by the end of the season. Now the big question to that is how and why. Now I already predicted Tory will show up at the beginning already knowing karate, maybe already having skills. In fact, I believe she may be the first character to ever come into this series who's already a master of the wax on, wax off dynamic. But I don't think it'll be enough. I actually think there will be a street fight, in which case Tory could be seriously injured or even killed. Now, why do I think this street fight? We're going to have to look into the second sneak peek. The second scene that has been released shows Daniel and Robbie going through Miyagi's home and preparing it to serve as the Miyagi Dojo. This scene will almost certainly also be early in episode 1. We're not getting any late-term scenes yet. It's just an early scene, but it does have a very significant element to it. We see Robbie finding Miyagi's old drum, and we also see Robbie asking and Daniel teaching about the rules of Miyagi Do karate.
Karate is for defense only. Second rule of Miyagi Do karate.
First, learn rule number 1.
This is important because both of those were featured in the second movie. Now, one of the main features of Cobra Kai Season 1 was how it matched in tone and theme the first Karate Kid movie. There were questions on whether or not Season 2 would follow the second Karate Kid movie, or would the show just go off on its own? What we see with these two elements is it seems very clear. Season 2 will have a lot of the themes and elements that were in Karate Kid Part 2. So now we have to ask ourselves, what were those elements? Well, it was the drum, teaching how to sort of maneuver and evade attacks. It was the rules of karate. And the other 2 points was the relationship between Miyagi and his old friend. That was over a love. Miyagi was going to steal his girl, and they were fighting over that. And also, in the climax of that movie, it featured a karate fight, but it wasn't a tournament fight. It was a real fight, a fight to the death.
Live or die, man. Die.
Now, unfortunately, Daniel didn't kill him and instead showed mercy, letting him live. However, I think this is going to provide another clue to what happens in Cobra Kai Season 2. As I said before, and many others have noted, the success of Cobra Kai involved a lot on flipping the script on the themes from the original Karate Kid. Whether it was the wealth factor between Daniel and Johnny, which was flipped in Season 1, or who won the karate tournament between Miguel and Robbie. Miguel won that tournament and put Cobra Kai back on top. Now, if we apply that thinking towards Season 2, it seems very reasonable to assume someone, maybe from Cobra Kai, is going to lose in a street fight or a fight to the death. And maybe instead of mercy being shown, there will be no mercy shown. Someone may die. I think that someone has a very good chance of being Tory. And the reason for that fight could be Miguel pursuing a relationship with Tory and her jealous ex refusing to let go. This would mean Miguel's story would now be mirroring Miyagi's story, or at least Miyagi's backstory, as it applied to Karate Kid 2. It fits the themes and does make sense. Plus, there's a lot of reasons to see why Miguel would be wanting to pursue a relationship with Tory, and also why her ex-boyfriend wouldn't be so willing to let her go. And one last point, in the fight to the death, Daniel's love interest tried to intervene and got herself punched out. Could the same happen again, but this time with even more deadly consequences? Could Tory try to intervene, use more karate, and end up even worse off? After all, Johnny did warn us what could happen.
I'm just saying women aren't meant to fight. They have tiny hollow bones.
It does look like Johnny was giving a warning to the future. It does look like Tory may not have a happy ending. If this string theory holds up, she won't be making it out of the season alive. And for the second time ever in the Karate Kid saga, someone will have to say the line.
Get him a body bag! Yeah! All right.
However, this time the context would be so very different. Thanks for watching my video. If you like this, you like the ideas, go ahead and hit that like button. Helps me out. Subscribe to the channel. And most of all, if you could share the video across the internet. Let's get some people seeing this. Let's get some exposure. I will be making more videos. Hopefully we can get into some more good stuff. If you have any counter arguments, you don't agree with my theories, let me know down in the comments below. I know there's at least one strong counter argument to all this. And check out our sponsor, Gravity Bakery. Some of the best cookies, brownies, great for parties, great for your watch party. Link in the description. It tastes so good, it'll pull you right in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
No, Cobra, never die!